Everything was perfect. The flight was smooth. The engines were just a low hum in the background. I was sitting there, flipping through a survival magazine. Ironic, I know. Timmy was right next to me, his head leaning on my shoulder, fast asleep. I looked at his coloring book on the tray. It was so peaceful. Then, a small shudder. But the second one, it wasn't a bump. It was a tear. My food launched off the tray. The screen started flickering and dying. The vibration was everywhere. It felt like the world was just folding in half. My eyes couldn't focus. And then total darkness. My eyes opened. Everything was blurry. And then I saw a dark shadow. He was carrying Timmy. No, Timmy, get away from him. I tried to move. I tried to crawl. I reached out my hand. And then everything went black again. The second time I wake up, my arms, they're soaked in blood. I start with my hands and my eyes. Medical supplies, yes. Painkillers, bandages. I pocket everything. Food, yes. And then, half buried under a torn seat cushion, an axe. I pick it up and something in my body recognizes it. Something ancient and useful wakes up behind my eyes. Okay, I start working. The luggage around me becomes a resource. I swing the axe and cases split open and spill their guts. Electrical tape, useful. Clothes, very useful. More food, a torch. I'm cataloging everything with a part of my brain that's running on pure cold instinct. I cut through bushes. I clear a path. I try to pull open a metal crate, but it won't give. Too tough, wrong angle. I leave it, keep moving. And then I stop, because ahead of me, through the trees, something blue is catching the light. A river. A wide, clean, impossibly beautiful river running through the middle of all this horror. Then I get back to work. I don't know this forest. I don't know what's in it. I don't know if there are people here, or animals, or whatever that thing was that took my son. What I know is this. I need to survive long enough to find out. I need shelter before dark. I don't know what this forest does at night. I find a hut, small, rough, but it's a structure, and a structure means walls, and walls mean I can control a perimeter. I start cutting wood. My arms ache. Logs, sticks, rocks. I'm pulling the world apart and reassembling it into something I can use. A small, growing pile of things that will keep me alive starts forming next to me like a private little army. Then, movement in my peripheral vision. My heart slams. I spin. It's a lizard, a big one, slipping through the undergrowth. For half a second, I almost laugh. Then I raise the axe, because out here, a lizard is food, and food is survival, and survival is finding Timmy. I skin it quickly. The hide goes into my pack, insulation, cordage, material, and I eat just enough of the meat to keep my legs from giving out. The energy hits my blood like a small engine turning over. There's another one nearby. I take that too. I need every advantage this place will give me. The trees here are old and thick. and they fall with a sound like small thunder. I swing until my shoulders scream. I collect every log, drag them, stack them. The hut is starting to take shape. Rough, bare, nothing like a home. But maybe enough. Maybe enough. I walk to the pond. The water is clear, clearer than it has any right to be this close to a crash site. I watch it for a moment, and then I see them. Fish, moving easy and slow, like they own the world. They kind of do, out here. I get to work. Spear, water, patience. The first fish takes 30 seconds. The second takes less. More luggage scattered around the crash site. I check every single one. This is a treasure hunt with a survival prize. I find a cluster of rocks and sticks that looks almost staged, like the forest left them there for me. I stack them, strike the lighter, fire catches. For the first time since I woke up in blood, I feel warm. The sky is changing color, that golden red that means you're running out of time. I know this color. I've hated it before in other contexts. Camping trips where you left the fire too late, hikes where you misjudged the distance. I hate it more now. I need a bed. I need walls. The hut gets its final touches by the dying light. I've built a resting place from a tree stump and branches. Primitive, hard, mine. I arrange my inventory one more time. Axe, food, medicine, rope, skins, wood, everything accounted for. The fire is alive and breathing. The shelter is as ready as it's going to be. But tonight I am one injured man with an axe and a pile of fish. And going into that darkness right now would just mean one more body on the ground and Timmy with no one left to come for him. So I add another log to the fire. I sit. I look at the flames. I think about a coloring book with half-finished trees. I think tomorrow. Tomorrow I start looking. Tomorrow I go further. Tomorrow I find whatever took you, Timmy, and I take you back from it. I lie down on the rough wooden bed. The fire crackles. The forest makes sounds I don't have names for. And somewhere out there, in the dark between all those ancient trees, my son is waiting.